Welcome to the demonstration of MotorDesk Online Checkout and Deal Builder. To use the jargon, these systems provide an omni-channel sales collaboration process, enabling sales staff and customers to collaborate on their perfect deal whilst giving the customer total transparency. For those of you who aren't keen on selling through your website, it's worth noting deals can be created by sales staff and then shared with the customer to review and complete online or through an in-store device. We'll begin with the online checkout process, which is fully integrated with your dealership website. Once we've picked a vehicle, we simply select Buy Online and begin entering our contact details. Next, we have the option to add a part exchange. With simple questions to evaluate the condition of the vehicle and support for outstanding finance. You can customize what condition vehicles you accept, and we have various rules to customize these valuations, which are retrieved from AutoTrader. We can now proceed with accepting the offer or without a part exchange. Next, we have our add-on products. You can have as many as you like, as many different pages, and we can control which products are displayed based on the value of the vehicle. Now we move to the delivery and collection selection. Again, we have various rules around cost per mile, free delivery ranges, how many deliveries or collections we can handle per day. For the customer, they simply choose their preferred time. Now we move on to the summary, where the customer can see with total transparency what they're purchasing. They can go back and make changes, or the dealer can amend the deal from the back end. The customer can now proceed to make payment, or if they'd like to apply for finance, they can do that totally online. We now begin this application, entering their personal details, residence, and employment. They now choose the parameters of their finance, and with a soft credit check, we're able to retrieve their quotations. This functionality uses Credit Card, who integrate with a number of different finance providers. We've now received our pre-approved finance quotes. The customer can compare these, view the details, view the terms and conditions. They can adjust the parameters if they want to, and we have explained about the different finance products. Moving forward, the customer chooses to submit an application. Is then given a clear view of what they're applying for, followed by the affordability checks, employer information, and bank account. Finally, the terms and conditions and agreement. We now submit the finance application, which will go straight to the finance provider and will automatically receive the approval or decline status back. All that's left for the customer to do is proceed to the final payment. There are credit and debit card or bank transfer payment options, and the customer can make a part payment. Bank transfer works through our partner Cresco, who provide a totally free open banking solution. This would normally show all the UK or European banks. In this case, we're just going to use a test method to skip through the process. We've now received that part payment and we have the remaining balance to pay. We have rules to control how many part payments are allowed, the minimum amounts. And now once payment's received, we'll see the final confirmation screen. Confetti is optional. Throughout this process, the customer will have received various emails to keep them updated, to enable them to return to this deal on a different device or a later time. Behind the scenes, sales staff will have been notified when the customer began the checkout process, where they can watch the deal progress. Here we can see the customer added part exchange, add-on products, delivery, no collection, finance, payment is complete, but handover is pending. We can also see they're at the confirmation stage and this deal has come through the website. Moving into the deal, we can see exactly what the customer is selecting. In this case, because they've already paid, everything will be locked to prevent disruption. But for example, we can still adjust the delivery or collection time. As sales staff, we would now move to the confirmation section, where you can see we're still waiting for a finance application update. So at this point, we can only decline the deal. But once that finance update comes through, we'll be able to accept it and progress with the handover. Let's now begin the process of creating a deal from the sales staff point of view. Here we simply pick a customer, pick a vehicle, and we begin building the deal. We can add a part exchange, we can select the add-on products, and in this case, we won't pick a delivery or collection time, we'll let the customer do that. So we'll now create this deal and proceed to share it with the customer, which we can do through the QR code, through the URL, or by sending a message, either predefined or our own. In this case, I'll copy the PIN code, which is used for GDPR, and move to the deal. We're now acting as the customer, and we can see the deal that's been created for us. So for example, we could choose to add a part exchange, or perhaps if we felt pressured into buying products we didn't want, we can make adjustments to that selection. Next, the customer can proceed with finance or proceed to payment. Moving back to the deal builder, if we now refresh this deal, we can see the payment has been received and we can move forward with accepting the deal. So as before, where we're waiting for finance, in this case, we're not waiting for everything. It's paid, there's no finance, so we can proceed with accepting the deal. Now that's accepted, all of the sales process is automated. We've created the invoice, we've emailed the customer. If we're integrating with AutoTrader, we'll have notified their systems. And similarly, if we decline the deal, we automate the process. So again, invoices will be created automatically and then credited back to account for the refunds, which are automated when possible. We'll also be given a series of tasks if tasks we need to perform which can't be automated, for example, refunding bank transfers and cancelling finance applications. In this case, everything's ready to proceed. We can check the customer invoice, which will include details of part exchange, of finance. A separate invoice will be created for the finance provider. And if everything's okay, we proceed with handover of the vehicle in the normal way through MotorDesk, completing the sale. And now that's done, we simply return to the deal, where you can now see it's completed. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration. If you'd like to try the systems for yourself, please sign up on MotorDesk.com for a 30-day free trial without obligation. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us.